Up in Papa Junk's shop. Well, as long as I'm in the mood for making things for the excavator. And I got kind of a pattern going here. I'm going to make a 24-inch bucket. No teeth on this one. Probably mostly for material transfer and you know, that kind of stuff. So far, I've been digging through stuff, getting low on materials here. I thought it's bigger, it probably ought to be a little heavier along the front edge, so I found a piece of 3/4 out in the scrap pile. And I threw it on the mill, and I put a little bit of an edge on it. You know, it was something else in a prior life. It's pretty pitted, but it's got a couple holes in it. I can fill them in with some welding, won't hurt nothing. But I'm gonna build this bucket sort of like the original, with these pieces here being separate from the piece down there, because I don't have any more pieces of plate that big. And gonna make them 3/8 because, you know, it is a bigger bucket and it's gonna be probably more leverage on it. Not sure, but anyways, I use what I got too. So I got this piece of 3/8 plate, and I'm cutting those pieces out. And I got a Harbor Freight gift certificate for Christmas, and I keep hearing about these blades. As a matter of fact, my boy got one. It wasn't from Harbor Freight, it was someplace else, but you're supposed to be able to cut steel with a regular skill saw type thing, and you sure can. I'm impressed with it. This is 3/8 thick, and I went gently with it, and it cut like you was being real careful with wood. And that's what you get for an edge. It's almost shiny. And you get lots of shavings. They go everywhere. And I was a little paranoid about those things getting in your eyes, so I got my regular glasses on, and I had a pair of these, and I got the face shield out. Now I didn't see nothing hitting the face shield at all, so on my second cut, which was this long one, I just used these. So I'm pretty impressed with it. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these pieces cut out, mostly using that. Of course, the roundy part I'll have to do over on the bandsaw, but it's going to save a lot of time. And like I say, I'm pretty impressed with it. I think I got all the pieces made. Did battle with another piece of metal to get it formed for the bucket part. This is the solid piece that the mounting for the pins. This is the front edge. These are the side pieces with the 3/8 and I'm not sure, 3/16 maybe. So I'm going to get it tacked together, and this isn't the final size because the top part of the bucket is narrower, as you can see, because the bucket's tapered a little. I think that helps the material come out. And it may also help when you're digging too. So get her tacked together. I'll show you what it looks like when it's all tacked together, and we can get her welded up. Now this one wasn't happy being tacked, so had to do the welding. So first thing I did was weld this top solid piece onto these 3/8 pieces, and then when I went to put this edge on, of course this is wider than it is up there, so you know there's got to be a little bit of a bend in each one. Well, my other bucket I was able just to use a small woodworking clamp backwards to spread it. No, this one wasn't having it. So I had to get the porta power out and actually bend it. So I got it measured up and in place. I don't know if you can tell. You might be able to tell. There's, you know, a taper to it. So next I think I'm going to see if I can fit this back piece up. And then I'll get the assembly ready for up here and figure out where it's got to go, weld it in place, and then we can weld the backing in. Okay, getting this piece fit up. I got one side done. I laid it on there and reached up underneath and traced it with a marker. And I got to do the same with this side. I got it in place. And see how much is hanging over. And I'll just reach up underneath my welding table here with a marker and mark it, and take it over on the bandsaw and cut it out. Well, there it is. It's welded together. Ain't pretty. I had to buy a new welding rod. My 25-year-old supply finally run out. And I bought a brand name too. And it just seemed different than my other stuff. The same numbers, 6011, and same amperage and everything, but it just seemed different. And of course this I was welding the thin stuff onto some quite a bit thicker stuff, so it took a little bit of doing. So they're not pretty. I think I probably built it up too much. That's why they look ugly. I think they're plenty strong, and I just had to clean the slag out and the pins fit in, so the wooden jig did good again. And I put 3 bands on the back side, so get the wire brush out on the grinder and get her polished up and throw some paint at her. Show you the final look. Now there it is. Threw some paint on it. Had some lumpy Rust-Oleum that I brushed on. Didn't want to try to paint when it's only a few degrees outside with a spray gun. So, I think it's going to be fine. I troweled her on there, dripping off even. Doesn't have to look pretty, just to keep it from getting rusty. Well there, now I got 3 buckets, a ripper, and a blade. And I have another project in mind. I'm not going to say what it is right now. I've only seen one other person make one, and it was just something they adapted, so I'm going to do a little more research before I say what it is. So if you haven't subscribed, you know, please do. And if you liked her, give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. See you next time.